In January 23, I sold this Sunseeker Predator 57. And the owner asked me if I could actually deliver it for him from Saint-Tropez to Sardinia. I happily accepted, taking my family on board, and in this video I tell you about our journey. So let's actually do the weather and trip planning, which is so important to check your weather window when it's actually good to get over, because it looks like we only have today Monday. Yeah, because we have a huge storm coming up on Thursday. I think we're gonna have like 5 hours and gonna arrive around 10 o'clock in the evening in Ajaccio, which is kind of in the middle of Corsica. And then we have 2 hours down to Bonifacio and then to Sardinia, where on Tuesday, tomorrow, we expect some heavy waves and wind as well. And for the trip planning, I use an application called Llama, which is amazing. It's from Italian Consorzio. And then basically what you do is you go to Modelli, and then you have the model of the Med. Then you go Vento e Mare. Then you go area, basically Costa Azzurro. And then you see Altezza Onda, and then you see the area. And in our case, we go to Sardinia. And then you see all this basically on Thursday. You see how this big storm is developing. That's 7 o'clock, that's 12 o'clock, and by then you see that's 4 to 5 meters wave, and during the night that's going to develop into a proper storm. And even on Friday this is going to be pretty bad. So yeah, we really need to avoid this. That's why we have to go by today, Monday. Then on Tuesday we're basically going to be in Corsica, and then from Corsica down to Bonifacio we will pass Cavallo Island and then go to La Maddalena. And because the wind is on Tuesday also quite strong during the day, we're going to navigate early in the morning, then make a break, and then continue to navigate in the evening, and maybe, you know, take shelter in La Maddalena or Porto Cervo or something like this. And obviously you hear the background noise. We're equipping the boat so that we have everything prepared for the trip. Obviously I always have the backup also on the phone, so I have the apps also on the phone, so in case I lose the iPad or something's happening. And then obviously we also have the Simrad chart plotters with the charts installed, and you can do pretty nice route planning. And also with the autopilot you can have navigation on the let me show you. You can have the navigation basically also. Yeah, if you go back here, go to the boat, and then you have the autopilot here, and you can basically have the different modes, which head course, hold heading, and then no drift, so that you're not drifting. And then navigation is really kind of follow the route, and then basically once you get to the point you get a beep, an alarm, and then you can confirm, and then it takes the route. And especially what is really nice to have the radar overlay during the night, where you basically go here and then you have overlay, and then you go to radar. And obviously now the radar is not sending, but then basically you see all the points, but you can just quickly put it on so you'll actually see it. Yeah, it's turning. So, and now here you go, we see the radar. Okay, so I would say we go, leaving Saint-Tropez now, so that we have good route ahead and gonna arrive still at a decent time. Now we're just leaving the port of Saint-Tropez. It's always very prestigious to be here, and we just fueled up so that we're sure to have enough fuel for the journey. And we set the route. I double checked with another captain friend to be sure the weather is okay. So we have lower than half a meter wave, so everything's okay. I checked on the app and checked all the systems. We have a little alarm here on the hydraulic pump, but that's something that needs to be investigated. So it's always important to prepare and be sure that all the systems are running well. And also we have about 5 hours of journey ahead. I'm excited. Let's go. So now we're slowly putting the gas down because we need to reach our cruising speed of 25 knots. Already having the autopilot engaged to head to Corsica, to Ajaccio. So the excitement is big. We just see some dolphins jumping. So let's go to the front. Oh, look there. Yeah, look. So we're on the way. We just saw dolphins jumping in the waves and playing around the bow of the boat. That was an amazing experience. Really, always when we see dolphins, when I see dolphins personally, and when we see them as a family, It's such a touching moment. We really appreciate then nature and the marine life. So that was a magical moment actually. And also now the sun is setting down slowly. We have a beautifully mirror flat sea. It's an amazing cruising experience. The boat is performing well. Beautiful views, and yeah, I'm going through some manuals because obviously I want to hand over this yacht to the owner with the best of all knowledges. Yeah, what else to say? It's just super beautiful out here, and we're gonna come to the port at night. Yeah, that will also be an adventure to moor at night. That's it for the moment. Pretty happy with the dolphins. And now my wife and crew is basically in the kitchen preparing some dinner because we have such a flat water. We actually good here, and then we have some storytelling forward, and if we go down we have the master cabin. And since we actually do the trip without some bedding, we have our sleeping bags, and we did not have much time to really prepare everything because we had to go due to this weather window I mentioned. And yeah, look at this view, amazing. But I want to show you the real thing. Here are the toilets. Here we got the rocket, then we have a washing machine down here and some more fridge space. And then here behind you can see the life raft, which was recently serviced, so that's really good. And then that's the pilot station. Got the opening roof, rise and fall TV. So I'm checking now all the boxes under the sofa and what's inside. So here we have some systems. That looks like an aircon compressor. And then inside here we obviously have some cables. Those stainless steel look like that looks like a flagpole. And then maybe this is something always so interesting. What do you find? Probably some handle maybe to block something on steering or something. Let's go over here because there I don't think there's because there's kind of the room going out to the cabin. So and here let's check. Oh yes, looks nice. There's some manuals. Was interested. So that's the engine manuals, systems. Got a microphone, and then we have navigation. Great. Now let's put them over here so I can study them while navigation. So let's have a look at the manuals. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's the gold. I found the chart. Yeah, I found the chart. This tiny little piece is quite valuable information. So let's put it inside. And now let's, this is the hatch to open. This little guy goes in here. Let's see if it's doing anything to the screen. Oh, yeah, here we go. Perfect. So now we've got better maps installed. That's great. And the sun's ever changing on the sea. Beautiful. That's what I love. Yeah, so I switch on off the radar, and basically it doesn't really do anything. So another thing to put on the list, and then that's with the boats. I mean, when you do the survey, and then basically everything's working, and then you get on the boat, and then something suddenly doesn't work. So I need to check in the engine room. Maybe there's another fuse, or I can check the technical diagram if there's another switch in the engine room for this. So let's see, and if I can find a solution for that radar system or not. Let's see. So actually the darkness is already set. I've been quite busy with getting the radar set up, which is now working, as you can see. And here I got really zoomed in so I can see my immediate surroundings and the autopilot track. And what I did was basically I just power cycled all these navigation switches here. So all the navigation systems I power cycled. Basically then there's also something you don't know mostly is there's actually a switch behind the radar here. That's the switch. Yeah, it's probably hard to hear and a bit noisy, but now it's actually running. It always had power, the light was on, but it was just not, and everything was okay, status was okay, I checked everything on the screen, and I just couldn't, there was just, I checked online some troubleshooting, but then again, you switch it on here, the fuses are on, the switch up on the radar is on, so everything's working, and basically still it didn't transmit. So then best is to power cycle, shut off everything, and then you get, sorry, I'm just checking on navigation. Anyway, I'm gonna continue to navigate safely, and as you can see here now, we see that vessel that is out there. It's too low light quality, and I can see the shoreline, so I can make sure if I navigate safely, I can see the real distances to the boat and make use of all the systems. So very glad we have the radar now switched on. We've got 40 minutes left to navigate. The fuel is down to 29%. And it's like when you look at your phone and you're on 30% battery and still have probably the evening to go, you're already getting nervous, but imagine on a boat on the open sea crossing, so planning is so important. So yeah, that's about it. Now entering Porto Tina Rossi in Ajaccio, 10 o'clock. We've made it. Saw some dolphins. Beautiful. La Movida, calling Porto Tina Rossi. So we're inside the port now, and we're gonna put the fenders, and then they told us basically to go port side to that big blue motor yacht. And we were able to choose long side or after down, so obviously we're going to choose for long side. Okay. So we just entered the port of Ajaccio and tried to put the cable, and then obviously somebody in Saint-Tropez did install the plug on reverse polarity. So just to give you a little overview, this is how high the quay is, and then here's a big nice Explorer yacht, Pani. Yeah, but from our side everything's fine. Yeah, obviously we can switch off the navigation lights now. Put all the fenders, I will put a spring. The sea should be calm tonight, and then tomorrow morning we're going to continue, I think pretty early at 7:30 to go to the fuel station around 8. So that was quite a nice ride. Such a good boat actually, I have to say. Yeah, I still have a lot of love in my heart for Sunseekers. Look how nice Shexy looks from here. Yeah, so yeah, and then about that electrical plug, I need to check that tomorrow. But as you might know, as a fellow boater, there's always something not working and something that you need to fix, and then always solutions you need to find. Sorry for the audio quality, but I haven't put the mic now. Just wanted to do a quick recap and then go to bed now. So see you tomorrow. So now we just woke up. It's shortly after 7. Beautiful sunrise. I just started all the systems, generators, since we have this electricity thing with the reverse polarity, which we hopefully gonna solve today. Now we're just gonna go over to the fuel station, which is on the other side. Quite fresh. It's like 16 degrees inside. Beautiful day. Weather should still be good. And I checked yesterday. Yeah, look at the port of Ajaccio. There's some big boats over here, and it was quite an easy and safe spot. The port entrance is here, so if there would be big waves, it's not really good idea to moor long side on the quay, because then basically the waves are crashing on the boat from the side, and I don't want. So you would put anchor down and then go with the stern to the port wall, and then put your lines. But I wanted to have it quick and easy yesterday. Yeah. So let's see what the day brings. So now we just had the fuel truck here because they're rebuilding the fuel station, and I was pretty good with 1,500 liters with my calculation. It was exactly 1,500 liters, and then it was at 99%. So now we go to the Capitainerie and go to pay the fuel and put the documents inside, and then we're good to go with a little bit of delay, but that's always, some communication is always the most important thing to get clarity, because the guy was actually waiting since 7 o'clock and they told me they don't open before 8. So okay, I could have been a bit earlier, but hey, that's life. So now fuel is paid, leaving the port of Ajaccio. So now it's a bit more jumpy. We just have a little bit of rain on the horizon, as you can see, and some more waves. That's why we wanted to start early, but yeah, everything's still looking pretty good. And then as a broker, I have some online meetings while cruising. So now we are really nice in the front of the island of Cavallo. We had quite some swell, but now we're through the biggest things, and we're going now into, there's La Maddalena, and we're going into this nice bay, and then maybe into the harbor of La Maddalena. So now we are at one of my favorite locations, where I call it the rabbit rock that looks like a rabbit. It's a beautiful bay there. We're in La Maddalena. There's really really nice rock formations, beautiful little bays. Now we continue navigation to Porto Cervo. We were just checking. Then because it's still quite windy, and I hope tomorrow will be a much better day. So let's check and open the roof. Now we're actually in La Maddalena, and this there is the Pontile di Caprera, where we don't really have the information on the seamap how it is. So let's see if you fit through. And if not, we just have to turn around. So we're going at slow speeds, and look at the beautiful turquoise water. Wow, this is amazing.
Wat daar opgevlogen naar helemaal.
Nou, hij is te knap. And now we are arriving in Porto Cervo. I think we stay one night, yeah. Now we're going out of Porto Cervo. There's some wind, but that's fine. Boat is ready to go. One mooring is down, and now, yeah, let's get the stern ones down. Wind is pushing us away from the dock, so that's why on the port side we're still gonna be left attached, and then gonna do the simultaneous maneuver. So we're just tying the boat a bit closer here because the wind is pushing us away. So this one we have on slip, that we can detach this one as the last. Okay, good. Now we can release this one, and then gonna detach this one and then the mooring at the same time. Let's try. Okay, mooring down. Bye. Have a very nice day. So that was pretty smooth. The most important is always to give clear instruction, think exactly about where the wind is coming, what you're gonna do, what's the step-by-step procedure, who's on which line, who's on the mooring, and how you're gonna maneuver out. Just plan it in your head, look at the wind, and then let the wind work for you. That's so important to have that with you. But hey, I'm just a broker, I'm not an expert, but I really think it's important for me as a broker to understand all this so I can give some advice and know myself how to handle a boat properly. And of course, they're much more experienced captains, and I see already the comments down below, oh, he did it wrong, he did this, and you could do it better like that. But at the end of the day, that's also the freedom of being on a yacht and enjoying it and doing it your way. That's the ultimate thing you're actually buying. It's a lifestyle package that you're buying, and you can have everything done by a crew and you're just enjoying the hotel service, or you want to dive into the adventure of actually being your own captain and doing things yourself. So what a nice day going out of Porto Cervo. So this is the typical Sardinia summer cruising. You go around the corner with beautiful nature. Cruising. Look at this. So we arrived in beautiful bay of Cala di Volpe. Now we're gonna drop down the anchor and gonna undo the anchor safety, which is basically like a crow's claw, you could call it. And here we have this thing, and then basically here we can drop the anchor. Yeah, so let's get that done. So let's see. Drop the anchor nicely. Now we just need to go into the wind. So as you can see on the flag, wind is coming from this side, so we're gonna go with the bow into the wind. Depth is around between 5 to 3 meters here. So yeah, this is stupid. This little nut basically blocked the whole thing. You see, that's some security lesson. So now we're actually gonna Nice. Important lesson, that was this little thing. Actually, you need to screw it in here so that this gets blocked, and I'm not really a big fan of how this is arranged here, so always make sure you really understand what you're doing and don't try that at home with the hand, because once the anchor grips, it will really have a lot of power. You see, you constantly learn and make some mistakes. And all right, seems it's nice and tight. We're a bit in the wind, but I mean, it's just a beautiful spot to enjoy the view. Now let's get to launch the tender. Open garage, enable, open, and I'm gonna show you how it looks like inside the garage, because there's a Williams jet tender in here, this tender. So we're gonna have some fun with this, test if everything's correct, if it all works, because I want to hand it over to the owner knowing that everything is actually working well. So I'm gonna lower now the platform, and this actually submerges into the water, and then you can pull out the tender. Look how nice. So now look, this is beautiful. It's still fresh. See the hydraulic system. So now we can actually roll out the tender, and we're gonna do that by this winch here. So now we need to pull out the tender a bit. All right. So you need to pull it out. Now it's actually coming out nicely. All right. And now it's gonna move away. So let's see. Oh, this is fresh. Ooh, nice. It's always important that you plug these in, otherwise you have the water coming in. That's something you don't want, actually. So now we have the switch to turn it on. Okay, so now basically we secured the tender, and we're getting this back in. Now the hook will basically pull back this whole sled's quite noisy. I'm sorry for the noise, but it's a nice system. Perfect, now it's back inside. Very good. So now I'm going inside the tender. Now this is important to always have the safety. So I will put it around. Now we're cruising around. I think we found the elephant. He's dipping his rustle into the water, and look at this beautiful beach. We just beached the tender, and important is of course that you switch off the engine before you beach it, so that it's not sucking in any sand. And this is amazing for the kids. I mean, look at this. We're just here on the most beautiful place. This is all granite. Basically it's from the wind and salt water shaped like this. The kids are finding some rubbish behind these trees, and they always want to do a little good for the ocean and preservance of nature, which of course it's not going to solve the problem, but at least we want to have the awareness. Wow, look at how beautiful this is. I mean, that's just amazing. So now we're putting the tender in again. Important is to shut off the battery switch in the tender. That's fine. Tested. Yeah, battery's off. Keys in normal position. That's there. Let's clean the tender bit, and now let's pull it inside. Perfect. Now we can close the garage door and put the platform up again. So now we finally arrived in Portisco, the future home port of this yacht. Now we just need to dock the boat and then give it to her new owner. I was so happy to do this trip. It was quite intense, very short and fast paced, but we had beautiful moments here in Cala di Volpe Bay and magic moments out on the high sea. So yeah, we're very thankful for this opportunity. So now we actually arrived in a really nice port. We have to leave the boat. We're very sad because it was such a nice boat, so beautiful. It was absolutely amazing to drive, very well performing, very stable, and was a good home for 3 days. Yeah, it was a pleasure. As I said, it's really amazing. We had today such a nice day, and well, also today happens to be my birthday, so it was a bit much, everything at the same time. The owner just came by to see the boat, and he was quite happy, so I think mission accomplished. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. If you let me know what you want to see different in next video, if you want more technical details, if you want more about navigation, more drone shots, more lifestyle, let me know. I really want to develop this into something more. Yeah, thanks again for watching. We speak yachting. Let's talk.